Okay, I've got a problem with this door. As you can see, it's loose. I've got to replace the hinges on the inside. The problem I have is that since I've replaced this hinge a couple of times in the past, I know that the screw holes are completely stripped out. So if I try to put a new hinge on there with new screws, the screws will not tighten down. So let me show you how I'm going to fix it. First, let me just get the door off. Now I've got two main holes, this one and this one. And I've got a 1/4-inch drill bit. And I got a couple of pieces of 1/4-inch dowel that I've cut off of a bigger dowel and sanded the edges of it after cutting it so that the edges are rounded over and they'll go in a little bit easier. First thing I want to do is just drill out, not very far, just about as deep as the little pieces of dowel are that I cut off. I want to make sure that the dowel is going to go in. Oh yeah, it'll go in. So now I've got some glue, some wood glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these dowels and push them in the hole, okay? It doesn't take a lot of glue. As you see, I got just a little bit of glue here. I'm going to spread it around with one hand. There. There we go. Just go ahead and wipe up any glue squeeze out. I'll catch back up with you in a couple hours after this dries for a little while. Okay, it's been a couple hours. The glue is dry enough, and I'm ready to trim off those dowels flush with the face frame. Use whatever you have in your disposal. I've got a flush cut saw, it's just a really thin saw, and a chisel. Whatever you have that you can get that off, flush it up, sandpaper, snips, whatever you got, just make them flush. Perfectly flush. So now you can see we've got a solid piece of wood now that we can drill some new pilot holes for the screws. Okay, so I've attached the bottom hinge and I've got it screwed into the face frame and the door. Those screw holes were okay. And I've got the door propped up on a book and a couple of cans just to keep it where I can kind of do this by myself. And what I want to do is I want to open this hinge and put it right where it's going to go in the face frame and then mark a couple of spots in those screw holes so I know where to pre-drill. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I got a drill bit installed in my drill gun. And the drill bit is just about the size of the shaft of the screw that's going to be going in there. And I'm only going to go as deep as the length of the screw. And that's just so I don't crack the face frame when I drive the screw in. So now I just got to get it into the face frame. Let me see if we can get the screws started by hand real quick. There, that should do it. Let's take a look. Pretty good. If that was helpful at all, just give it a thumbs up, that's all I ask.